Hi everyone, I want to tell you about the short term, the outlook about the crude oil, and there are the three scenarios in the short term. As you see the chart, that the price must be bouncing to this level of $72 per 1 barrel, and the next resistance is at the level of $76.77, and so it's just a very interesting scenario for the short term, and the maximum reaching the level of this price of the crude oil Brent is $84. After that, I expect that must be pulled down to the level of $65 per 1 barrel, and all these scenarios in the middle term must be like the downtrend. So let's to see the SP100. As you see here, we can expect that the price must bounce since the support level of $5,786 and reach to this level. It's the short-term range with a widely ranged diapason here, so it must be like for the uptrend, for the continuation uptrend. And you see here that the volume had been increased. It's very good for the SP, for the stock market, after the crash since the February of 2021. So my expectations in the short term that the price come back to this level or the resistance and maybe a little bit broken this level in the future, in the nearest future. So let's open the Apple. The Apple share demonstrates us very interesting movement with the continuation of the uptrend after the squeeze down since the level of $260 till to the support level, for the crucial support level of $290. And so my expectations, as you see here, is in the range diapason here, and I think that the price must to come back to this level of $250, $255. It's like the short-term resistance. The Apple has a very nice situation with the United States government, and we know everyone that the price must be grown on this company, and so they try to invest a lot of the money, and because of these kind of the news, and investors tries to buy more this technological sector. But basically, if you see my previous anticipation that this term and this wide diapason here was very interesting for sell, but as you understand the global markets and the global market price movement here, we are in the stage of the overbought situation in the technological sector of the United States. And so in the long-term scenario, I expect that the technological sector must be go down, but in the middle term, in the short-term wide diapason, we can see to the reaching the new all-time high in the Apple Incorporation. I am absolutely sure that it will be happen sooner or later, but basically we must to keep up of 200 EMA here. If will be so, it means that we will continuation the pump to the new all-time high. If no, we can see like the price comes back to the crucial support level of $200 here, and the really bearish scenario if the price broke to the level of $176, and then we will see the crash in the price to the previous segments of the diapasons of the price. So the short term I'm bullish, in the long term I'm really bearish here. So let's just say the Tesla. The Tesla has interesting scenario with the bouncing since of the level of $254 to the level of nearest resistance is $329. I think that the next week will be open with the squeeze down to the level of $254 for closing this gap. This gap is in really wide, and in the most trading strategies and the most understanding of the trading and the movement price, we must close these gaps, and I'm absolutely sure that it will happen sooner or later. And ideally is to see the little bit erection of the bounce into the level of $327, and then if we won't see the seller's reaction, we can continuation the pump to the previous level of $400. So if no, like an alternation, we can see the bouncing since this level of $285, and after the reaching to the level of $329, the price must be broken to the $280 for closing or gap. But it's still the bearish scenario for the Tesla, because as you see that in the my anticipation in the 2023 year, I told that we are in the stage of the nice wave, and the first wave it began at the 223 in the February 2, and so the price reached to the level since the level of $100 to the level of $200. It's very nice. It's double profit for investors that keep in the share, and the Tesla Incorporation trying to continuation with their development, and so Elon Musk, it's so extraordinary figure in the policy making sector now in the US. I guess that the company will be grown, will be developed different things, and it's really I really hope that it's touched to the price too. And so in the middle term scenario for the Tesla, I'm bearish too. We see like the price broke down since the level of $487 to the level of $285. It's so huge, and I think if we put here the Fibonacci, we must see that the price must be reached back to the level of $409 or $410. So it's not the end what touched to this share. I want to demonstrate to you the interesting correlation between this share and the Bitcoin. So let's to see like the price behavior here growing, and like this share correlate with the Bitcoin. It's absolutely different class of the market. It's absolutely different assets, because the Tesla has the fundamental value, the Bitcoin has another value, and so here we see the really clear correlation. And because of that, and from this lens, I expect that the Bitcoin and Tesla must close their gaps, and if it will happen so, it means that the two assets will reach to the new all-time high. So now I want to demonstrate to you the Bitcoin and my vision of the BTC. Here I printed here the different characters. So what's my expectation? This is 1 day time frame. And the 1 day time frame, we have the same situation with the Tesla. It's like the correlation asset currently in the market. So I expect that the price must to pull back to the closing the gap that we have in this asset, and the level of $75 in the range to $77. Like the auto highs told us that the price must be broken here, and we see so. And what does it mean? It means that we can faced with this situation, and we are faced now with this situation. So and now what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the expectation like the price reaching to the level of $87,000, and if we don't see the seller's reaction, we can see the pulling back the price, pulling up the price to level of $95,000. It's the crucial and very important resistance of the BTC in this asset here. And if we reach to this level, and if we don't see here the seller's reactions, it means that we will continue the pump to the new ultimate high in this cycle, and in this spring, that we must reach to the level of $120 to the level of $150,000. It will be, but we will see it. In the short term, if you see at the 4-hour time frame, we are still in the absolutely downtrend here, and we must try to bounce since this level, and we got it. And I expect that in the short term we must to pull down, maybe on Monday or maybe on Tuesday. It's only my expectations. If it will be happen, so I will be happy if the price really reach to this level, because I'm keeping the two positions. The first position it's long, and the second position like the swing short position for the manipulation scenario. What about the Trump meeting in the March of the 7th? If it will be the crypto summit that can try to tremendous influence on the price, for the pulling the price of the BTC, this asset and the digital asset at all, I think that it will be happening this spring, the crypto pump scenario, with the expectable altcoin season that can be begin in the spring and will continue to the summer. So my expectations, so I'm really bullish here, and I think that you too. It's only my vision, it's not the financial advice, it's only what I see here in this asset. What about the Ethereum? Ethereum has the same scenario, but it's really correlated with the BTC. But Ethereum, it's most interesting for me with the technical analysis approach and with the scenario for continuation, the movement of the price. So the 4-hour time frame, we see like the Ethereum dropped since the level of $2,800 to the level of $2,000. Currently, Ethereum is in the global crucial support level, and I think that the price may not to go down, but it can be like the deviation that influence of the BTC reaction with the manipulation scenario. But basically, I am very bullish on Ethereum. I know that the social media describe that if everything is bad, and everything is so bad and they're so sad with the Ethereum, but basically no. I see like the fundamental business, I see like the corporations do and launched the business on the Ethereum network and the Ethereum blockchain. It's very important if we are faced with a new era of the digital assets that can be supported by the government. If we see the really serious regulation in this segment of the market, it will be a fundamental approach for the Ethereum, like the really necessary asset for building the different business. And we see this in the real world. So what about the price? My expectations in the short term, like the reaching the level of $2,500 or $2,700. It's like the pulling up scenario. It's a really bearish scenario. So if we reach to this level, one more time, I'll print it. So if we reach to this level, with broken this level, and if no see the any scenarios with the sellers, so we must do continuation the pump like in this scenario, my basic scenario. I described my previous opinion that we must to pull back to the crucial support level for $2,300, but we dropped a little bit below here to the absolutely strong level for buying, and in the short term we can pull back to the price of $2,600. If you will see, so we must do continuation, and the price must begin the first the alt season for 3 years. We are really long term waiting for the altcoin season, and I think that it will be happen in the spring or in the beginning of the summer. So what's going on with the Solana? Solana has the same picture here, and the Solana really drops from the level of close to the $300, but basically we see, one second, I need to better see the high price. The highest price is $286, and highest price $280. Okay, so if we see that we just touch to the ideal scenario for the reaching there, for the taking the profit in the middle term, but the Solana drops down to the level of $140. The ideal scenario is to see that the Solana must to pull back here with the short-term squeeze, because in the March we will faced with the unlock, the huge unlock of the big amount of the Solana, and we don't know whether the investors sell the Solana or no. I know that a lot of investors bought the Solana for $50 and $70. Currently we see that the price, it's like the triangle, it's for the triple for their point of the buy, and think, I guess that it's not good for fixing the profit here, but I think that some amount of the money will be fixed here, and that tries to drop down to this level, and this is a mid-term very important level for pulling up the price to the new all-time high that I expect, and I'm guess that it will be happen sooner or later in this altcoin season. And the crucial support level for the Solana is $70 till $90. If this level will be broken, it means that we marked for the Solana yet began. So we'll begin, but I don't think so that it will be happen really. I only expect that will be only deviation to this range, this white range, when very interesting points for buying this asset. So I am expect that we will see like this scenario. If no, the Solana must back to the level of $200. It's very interesting situation with the Solana, but the Solana had the crisis with the launching the huge amount of the shitcoins that price had dropped, and we know a lot of them, and the situation for the Solana, it's only making the deals with the seriously real world assets, and for the building the ecosystem with the real business with the different assets that can making the value, that making the really opportunities for the people or for the businesses, only this way. And I think that the Solana ETF will be launched soon, and it's really positive for this asset, and I guess I really blessed that this level it's like the dip. So let's to see to the another asset, the gold. A lot of things happened with the gold, and gold might be reached to the level of $3,000. I'm sure about it, but currently they see the situation at the 4-hour time frame that the price pull down, and if we just to see that we touch to the EMA 200 here, and it might be squeezed here to the level of 2,700 or $2,600. It's really crucial support for the gold. And if you see, 1 second, we just try to see the Fibonacci, and the Fibonacci demonstrates us the strong support here. The located is here. It's expectable for the short term that the price of the gold can be dropped to this level, and just bounced since this level for continuation to the new all-time high. I am really sure about it that we can see the scenario like that. Sooner or later it will be happen. There are a lot of factors that tell us that it will be. So what about the silver? The silver, as I demonstrate to the Chinese partners, that the price must to pull up since this level, but it's really break, and I expect that will be happen this scenario, and I'm outlook that the silver must reach to the $40, and there are a lot of things that tell us that the silver must to grow. So the silver, it's very interesting asset for making the mechanism that's really important for the electrical car and for the green energy. And so I think that it's not only hedging asset, it's asset only for building the real market and the real business. So I'm really bullish here in the silver. If you like my comment about the stock market, about the crypto, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I wish you good luck and maximize your profit in this